Okay, in this video, it's going to be the book of Matthew, Matthew 2 and 4, basically. And I'm just contemplating, I'm not saying that God only has UFOs or whatever mode of transportation those created beings work in, but I'm saying it's very possible. And I guess I'll start with Matthew 2. When Jesus was being born, or right before, until the time he was born, the kings of the east, somewhere east of Israel, and I'm very curious on what their books told them that the Christ was going to be born, what sign to look for. You know, who told them that information? But anyway, so they followed the star. They were going west. Now, hang on. They were coming from the east, going west, and this is not verbatim, I'm sure, but it's close. And lo, the star which they saw in the east went before them till it came and stopped over where the young child Jesus Christ was. Really? They followed a star from probably hundreds of miles, and it led them to where Jesus was being born, and then it stopped in midair. Okay. This next part is when Jesus was being tempted. Those 40 days, when the devil took Jesus high on a pinnacle of the holy city, where he could see all the kingdoms of the earth. I don't know. Are they saying that the devil took Jesus to New Jerusalem, high on a pinnacle of the holy city? Whoops. But whether it be New Jerusalem or regular Jerusalem, I don't know. I'm thinking. But they could see all the kingdoms of the world, so you can't from Jerusalem in Israel right now. You can't. So he took him with some sort of transportation to a high pinnacle, and it was a war between good and evil, right? And it's so not coincidental that this English word pinnacle has two meanings. Pinnacle being a high point, and it also means in military strategy, the point at which a military force is no longer able to perform its operations. When Jesus didn't bow down to Satan, that was the pinnacle of Satan. Couldn't do anything else. Period. He didn't know he was going to go to the cross, but he couldn't tempt Jesus anymore. His military powers were done. The devil's. And on the offensive, with the word pinnacle, it marks the time when the attacking force can no longer continue its advances because of supply problems or the need for rest. That was it. The devil needed rest. He had nothing else to tempt Jesus with, period. And this is probably going to be my last UFO video. I just wanted it to be out there, what my opinion is. I think there are good ones and bad ones. But when the devil took Jesus high up on a pinnacle to the holy city and showed him the kingdoms of the earth, that was way above sea level. How did they get there? I mean, the devil really must have been fascinated by Jesus, because he's like, you haven't eaten, turn these stones into bread. And what did Jesus say? That we don't live by bread alone, we live by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God Almighty. I mean, slap down. That was a slap down to the devil. He didn't know. He doesn't know everything, or he would have known not to let Jesus die on that cross, right? So whether in these end days there's going to be Project Bluebeam with all this show that's going to go on in the skies, some of it might be real. But there are more of us than there are of them. There's only a third of them, and we make up the 2/3, so we win. And that's the way it's going to be done. You can't please God without faith. So it might look like it's us humans against the big bad monsters, but it takes faith. And then God will show up and show off.